And I'm back with the chainmail lady, Lauren Andersen. And Lauren, you have some great tips for us for people who want to make their own rings for chainmail.
That's true. If you wanted to use, say, some colored wire to make your jump rings, you would use this little gadget here. You would attach these two pieces to your table. You're going to take the rod, insert it into the chuck, and then turn your handle until it's really tight.
Oh, and that tightens it down.
That tightens it down. Now you're going to, there's a couple ways that you don't really want to hold your hand. And
it gets hot.
It gets hot, and your hand gets a little dent in it.
Yeah, that's not
Not
good.
that I would know that.
Right.
But there's a couple different ways you can do it. Before this came out, I came up with a clothespin that I just punched a hole through. And so now what I do is I just stick that through there.
That's very clever.
Thank you.
You've made a lot of rings.
I've made a lot of rings.
Yeah.
And you're going to make a 45-degree angle on that wire. You're going to stick it right in the chuck. There's little places there, and you're just going to start winding. And see, now my hands aren't running along the wire, and the jump rings are being made really nice, and as fast as your arm can twist is as fast as you can make these jump rings.
And you're using 16 or 18
This
gauge
is
wire?
actually
This is
18 gauge, but what else is nice is you can make the 16 gauge, and a lot of people like to use that wire because it's thicker, and especially for male bracelets, they
So
like
you get
the
that chunkier
chunky.
look.
Exactly. And this is just 18 gauge wire.
Okay, and it looks like there are some different sizes of mandrels too that you could use.
Yeah, there's 5 different sizes of mandrels you could use, and you're going to take either flush cutters, and you're going to come in here and you're just going to cut that right off of there.
Okay. And what's nice about this is if you were doing production of some kind, you could cover this whole length of the coil. So this is much longer than the coiling gizmos
Oh
that
yeah,
we've seen before.
normally they're about this long, so this is really nice
Yeah.
because you can make a ton of these. Now, in order to make jump rings with this, what you can do is use some nippers, but remember when you do that, you're going to want a flush edge. So you come in here and you're going to cut on one side, and then you're going to have to flip that over and cut it again. Another option would be to use a jeweler's saw with a blade in here, and remember you're always going to use the beeswax because it goes through the metal easier that way. And then you're going to put this in a vise or some way to hold it, and you'll just come in here and saw right through those jump rings. I do it on here, but I probably cut myself.
Have a way to secure it, right?
Yeah, I don't have that with me right now.
You know, let's show them the double coiling, because even though you just have a short coil here, you could feed it onto the core wire. I like to show that because you get this big.
Oops,
wow.
I could probably take this off. Yeah, that's pretty cool because you can make, and especially with this being so long, you can make a necklace and a bracelet.
Oh, that's double coiled the whole
length.
Wow.
Yeah, instead of just limiting yourself to, say, a pair of earrings or a bead, which is normally what people do, is they just make a bead out of it. So again, I'm going to make my 45-degree angle, insert that into the chuck, and then I'm going to make a few, and then I could just take my wire and very gently, at the beginning, you have to feed this around. Okay, this is 18 gauge wire, so this may not work as well as but see, you just make a coil like that, and what you can do is go all the way down, and you'd have a really nice necklace or a bracelet. And that's the double coil method of doing this. To get the rod out, you hold onto the chuck and reverse, and then you can pull your work off. And then this, if you wanted to make a different size of jump ring, you would just come in here and choose a different mandrel. And let me see if I can do this without poking your eye out.
There you go.
And again, you're just going to slip it in there, and you're going to crank until it locks itself in.
And then you're ready to go. So this gives you a different size ring once you cut them off the coil.
Exactly, exactly. Now what I'm going to show you is how to cut them off the coil. These are nippers, and one end is flat, and the other end is not flat. It's going to create a I call it a greater than sign, yeah. But in chainmail, you want both sides to be flat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in, and the flat side is on this side of the ring. Okay, then what I'd have to do is flip your pair over and just nip off a little bit of that other side. So now both ends are going to be flat.
Perfect.
Pretty
so
cool,
then you
huh?
can get them together with your pliers.
Yes.
All right. Well,
And they go
thanks.
together real nice. And also the other thing is to be able to, when the ends are together like that, you don't get scratches and that type of thing, because with that pinch out, you can scratch people's wrists. And
So you need them to be flush.
yes.